Hello everyone, welcome back. Paul in Thailand here. Today I'm going to talk to you about how much do you need to live in Thailand. And there's good news about the exchange rate. So stay tuned. So, I was asked by a subscriber. He said that he's got 40,000 baht a month to live off when he comes to live in Thailand, or if he decides to come and live in Thailand. So the question was, would 40,000 baht be enough to live on? Well, that's a reasonable enough question. It's what most people have to consider, don't they? How much your pension is, or your income, or whatever. How much do you need to live on? And, well, it's a difficult one to answer, really, because it really depends on your habits, your interests, where you're going to be living, how much that's going to be costing you, and so many different factors, really. I was teaching here for many years, and a lot of the British, American, and other guys and women that were over here working on a salary of 35,000 baht a month, and yeah, they were getting by just fine. I knew people that were saving money up from it. I've also worked in other language schools and other centres, and other people that I've known where they're earning, say, 50,000 baht a month, and again, some people are saving money out of that, and some people, I know guys that can't get by with less than 50,000, and I know guys that earn 30,000 and they're saving money from it. I think it depends on lots of different factors. One of the main ones I should think is probably your age group, and are you going out and about and clubbing or things like that, then that's obviously going to cost you. Or if you're going out drinking every day, that's going to cost you. It depends as well whether you've done sightseeing before, or do you want to do much of that. And also, can you eat Thai food? I know guys over here that can eat very little Thai food, so they're having to order, their foreign food and get it delivered. You can get it from here, but you will pay a premium for it, because there's other expats over here that have set up businesses where they're importing it from abroad, and they're going to sell it to you for a slightly higher premium to cover their costs, obviously. But you can get it. But then if you can't eat Thai food, or don't like Thai food, or don't want Thai food, then, and that's the only food that you can eat, it's going to be a bit more expensive. So your shopping bill is going to be a bit more expensive. So that's probably the first thing. Can you eat the Thai food or not? For me personally, I do eat Thai food. I can eat Thai food, but just every now and then, I've got to have what I call normal food. I just want to go and have a roast dinner, or even go and have a Burger King or something like that. And it's not far from me. I'll make up myself some sandwiches, or make my own food. I like to have an English breakfast occasionally, and what have you. So food, that's the first thing. Then I'd say there's many different things really, but one of the other things I would say is it's hot here, and how are you going to get by with the heat? It's not so much just the heat, it's the humidity that makes me personally, and I should think many others, pretty uncomfortable. So when you're in your apartment, your house, wherever you're living, how are you going to get by with the humidity? So are you going to be having the air conditioning on? Again, I know some people that have got it on 18 hours a day in their house, and their bills, obviously, their electricity bill is obviously a lot higher than some people that don't have air conditioning at all, and they just go to bed and have a fan blowing on them. So again, that depends, and electricity is the highest utility bill here. So that could quite easily be £50 or £60 a month just for your electricity if you're having your air conditioning all the time. I have to exclude renting for your accommodation wherever you're staying. I have to exclude that from this video because, well, I mean, you could be paying anything from 2,000 baht, that's about £40, £45 for just a room somewhere, or you could be paying 20,000 baht a month for a fully furnished house. So I'll have to exclude that from this video, but just covering the other things. One thing I didn't cover on one of my other previous videos about cost of living, I don't think I covered about fuel. So if you've got a car or a motorbike, fuel is really cheap. So it's so much cheaper than the UK. So I don't even really need to have to account for that too much, because I'll never go too far, and I'll probably spend 100 baht a week on fuel just going to the market and back. So that's so cheap. And the other thing I can't include in this either, because it's impossible for me to calculate anything from whether you have kids or not and whether they're going to school. So other family members can't take that into consideration, because that's going to change for everybody. You know, whether you've got kids in school and they need school fees, whether they're in private school or whether they're in government school, can't take any of that into consideration. And yeah, whether you can get on with Thai food and the type of temperature it is over here, the humidity, and how much is that going to cost you? So, but as I said, I know people that have saved money earning 35,000 baht a month, and they're still going to have a few beers, but at the same time they're living in a Thai house, so they're not paying any rent, with Thais, eating Thai food, rarely eating foreign food like a roast dinner and things like that, and never really going out on trips really, or if they do, they'll take a bus, which is the cheapest form of transport, and yeah, just don't really go out buying much stuff really, you know. So, but yeah, you can. I mean, let's face it, the Thais get by. I know Thais that get by on 5,000 baht a month, 10,000 baht a month, 15. I would say starting from about 15,000 baht a month. I know Thais that can get by on their own. That's paying for a room, paying for their electricity bill, paying for their water, paying for their food for the month, paying for their fuel cost, completely, totally self-sufficient. 15,000 baht a month. 15, you know, but we tend to not. The foreigners that come over here tend to need a little bit more, or want a little bit more, and that's for whatever reason. Perhaps I know guys that like to have a few beers, or as I said before, want to eat a bit of what I call normal food, a bit of foreign food. So it's a bit more. So I'll say minimum is anything, well, 30,000, 35,000 baht a month. I know people have got by on. Other guys can't get by on 50 unless they've got 50,000. But then they like to go out in restaurants in the evening. Not just these little tiny ones next to the market, but go and have a fish meal with the missus and perhaps with a kid or two, and they need 50,000 baht a month. So I hope that gives you some indication of what I'm getting at here. But the good news is, for everybody, apart from the Thais, is that the Thai baht has started to weaken. It's been so strong, and it started to weaken this year. It was, at the end of last year, 38 baht to the pound. And the last time it was 38 baht to the pound was when I first came here for a holiday in 1996. So what's that, 24 years? That was the lowest that it's been in 24 years. But in January of this year, it was about 40, 41, and now it's about 45 and a half, 46. So since January, in the last 6 months, it's improved for us by about 5 bahts to the pound. And, you know, I'm pretty certain, well, fingers crossed for everybody, but there's no reason why it shouldn't to keep on, the value of the baht keep on decreasing for a bit longer. And it could be that we have 50 baht to the pound by Christmas. Fingers crossed. Because that's a big deal for a lot of guys over there receiving their pensions from the UK. You know. Now you can... I'm not going to go into this fully about pensions, but a friend of mine gets his pension paid over here. That they pay over in the UK, they pay direct into his Thai bank account, and he does get a really good exchange rate actually. And the transfer fee, I think he's paying only 100 baht. Whereas if you was to send money, just go to your local high street bank and send money to Thailand that way, then you won't get as good a rate as that, and it'll cost you a lot more money to send it over here. But that's another video I could do another day, perhaps, about the different types of money sending companies, transfer companies that there are, because there's quite a few around now, and it's a lot different from what it was years ago when I first come over here. And you're getting some good rates now, and the exchange rates are better than the banks, and the transfer fee is much better than the banks. So, but I can do a video about that another time. So today anyway, I just wanted to make a quick video just to answer the question of how much can we live on over here in Thailand. So I hope that helps you. Any questions, give me a like and send any questions down below, and take care now. Boy in Thailand. Take care now. Cheers. Bye.